Yeah, happy Thursday, everybody. Happy Thursday. Welcome to Change Your Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. We got an awesome show planned for you guys tonight. Tonight, we're going to talk about something that causes a dilemma with most people, regardless if you're an entrepreneur, if you work, or you got a job, um, any kind of endeavor. Anytime you see people that have different things going on with their mode of employment, they have a hard time balancing work and family life and work. So we wanted to have a conversation just how to balance, work and family life. Far too often you see all the time people get so tied up with everything. Well, man, I got to go work. I got to do this. Your kids want to go once you spend time with them. Your significant other wants you to spend time with them. Your health wants you to spend time with them. Right. And you look so engaged with what you have to do with your job or with your business. The importance of you kind of becomes secondary.
Right.
And I want to have that's what we're having that discussion tonight, where we're discussing how to balance work and family life. Again, it's a Change the Live, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Right now, we're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter. The main hub is the Changing Lives, hosted by the Deonte Burden YouTube channel. Make sure you go there and subscribe. You can go to YouTube and put in Deonte Burden. If you're looking at it on TikTok, you can also just hit the marker there. But if you're also looking on Facebook and Instagram, all the other information is already set there. So definitely go to the YouTube channel. You can take advantage of all the other videos that are already currently on the channel, or in the event you have to leave early or anything like that, have to come back and forth in. You can see the full video in its full entirety, along with the other videos on the YouTube channel. It's Changing Lives, hosted by Deonte Burden. And with the conversation tonight, feel free to call in. The call-in number is 678-740-9894. Again, that call-in number is 678-740-9894. Again, we're talking about how to balance work and family life. Before we get started, I want to say what's up to my awesome producer, DJ Lab.
What's going on, brother? And we're going to pause with the call and say hey to Mama. Hey, Mama.
What's up, Mama? I just got the phone, Mama.
Hey, Mama.
What's up, Mama?
Hey, Mama came in soon as this is live when Mama was on.
Yeah, I just got the phone with Mama.
Hey, Mama.
And everything. What's going on, Mama?
Okay. What's going on, brother? It's Thursday, best day of the week.
Absolutely.
We're going to change some lives today.
Absolutely. Everybody, I will hope everybody's over the motion sickness of last Tuesday.
They should be. We're resilient folks. We're gonna be sick for a day or two. What you say? What you always say? I'm gonna give it
48 hours.
48 hours.
48 hours.
Right. And I'm gonna get up and get going.
That and I think that's the thing about it. We can't be so focused on. I think, to be honest with you, shit is not gonna be that impactful.
You don't think so?
Hell no, I don't think so. I think at the end of the day, and I just look for myself, right? If you're a little older, but I just say from working, from me being fully working, starting the Clinton era.
Mm-hmm.
So the Clinton era, Bush, Obama, Trump, Biden.
Right.
There were some things that were implemented in each presidency.
Right.
They kind of had some kind of impact on my life, but for the most part, the focus has been the focus.
Right.
Or the movement been the movement.
Right.
So it hasn't done that much. And when I hear people start talking about, we're finna get ready to go to slavery and go through this, that, and that, it's kind of the same rhetoric. Hell yeah, when Bush came in,
right?
It's like, man, look, and I'm finna be real with what I'm about to say. Racism gonna be racism.
Yeah.
If you think that again, I don't know Joe Biden,
right?
But if I'm not gonna be naive to say, okay, he like all black folks.
No, right.
You know what I'm saying? Let's say,
right.
Or he ain't had an N-word joke or whatever, this,
right.
that, and that. And that being with your supervisors, you see your folks in management and all that kind of stuff, to sit down somewhere, all white folks like us and stuff like that. They have backroom conversations.
Right.
At the end of the day, and we still navigate through life.
I was just about to say, you know we keep pushing, man.
Yeah.
We are resilient folks. If none over the last 400 years we've been brought over here, our ancestors brought up here, we've always been able to adjust and adapt and figure it out some kind of way.
Well, but you get what I'm saying? Like, say, well, they don't even like black folks. Well, what white folks do?
Right.
I'm just saying, like, what white folks like black people?
Right.
Huh?
Right. In the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Especially at them tiers.
Right.
Because you can see that with your supervisor at work or the president come by. You know,
right.
They may come by when it's, I guess, Kool-Aid Day.
Right.
Or when they know the company picnic, right? But I'm just saying outside of that, like, so let's not get like, okay, man, these guys are racist. Oh, you know, I don't want to say all of them are racist. I don't want to get into that. But let's stop acting like, you know, we're so used to all white people liking us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You just got some that blatantly say how they spoke. Now,
right.
we've been down this road before.
Right.
So at the end of the day, did it stop your life? No. You know, now,
right.
one thing I do remember with the Trump era, you had a whole lot more white folk bucking.
Right. And I think that's one of the issues that a lot of people are having now. They feel like, oh, they really going to be bucking now. But, you know, and me and Slick talked about this the other day. And hey, Slick, she asked me, do I think it's going to be impactful? I think it's going to be a little bit. I think it's going to have a little bit of impact on us, to be honest with you. And not just on, you know, white folks being bucking. They gonna feel bucking until they get knocked down, but it's all good. But I think, like, you know, with certain things like Social Security and stuff, which she deals with a lot, you know, she deals with a lot of that stuff. It may be impactful, but just on a day-to-day, we resilient folks, man. We are resilient. That's one thing I reflect back to. We resilient folks. We done been through a lot of this stuff, a lot worse.
Yeah.
I mean, Jim Crow, all that stuff. We done been through. Our parents and grandparents been through that stuff.
Man, laugh every damn day-to-day life.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Let's stop this new phenomenon.
Right.
Like, you know, hey, that's good white folks. They let us, you know,
right.
They bought us, you know, some Gatorade and Kool-Aid, some stuff in the break room. We got some cookies and candy and stuff.
Right.
Let's start the narrative of like we just, you know, it's just having to go
downtrodden.
Yeah, like, man, you know,
one thing we're not gonna be as downtrodden. Well, now, we may be down for a little bit, but we always get back up.
Yeah, you know, that's a show we probably need to, you know, talk over sooner or later. But at the end of the day, I'm just like, look, we just gonna do what we do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, you know, that shouldn't be, and especially anybody over 40 years old.
Mm-hmm.
You done dealt with that before.
Right.
Now, these new age kids and stuff like that.
Right.
I don't know enough of what they deal with and see with and sit here and, you know, but at the end of their life, let's stop acting like we ain't dealt with no, you know, low down, dirty supervisor, this, that, and that, and all that kind of stuff, whatever.
Right.
So I'm just saying that and you kept it moving, right? You found a way to navigate. So
gave 48 hours and we moved on.
There we go. And you adapt and overcome. They're like any other true soldier. But you know, with the night show we're talking about, you know, balancing that work and family life, I think far too often, you know, people try to get this perfect way of saying, like, look, I don't want to lose this. I want to make sure my family's straight, this, that, and that. Mm-hmm. But they want to have these aspirations of being progressive, growing this business, being this top-notch professional, you know. But a lot of times things get lost.
Mm-hmm.
I was at a Tri-Cities High School yesterday, and I was talking to the young men. I was sharing with them, like, you know, what I speak a lot on is a sacrifice for success.
Mm-hmm.
The easiest thing for you to do is say, I want to do this. I want to be this. That's the words coming out.
Right.
A lot of times people say something because they want folks to get out the bag. You know, I wish they'd shut the hell up. So let me just say, I'm going to college. I'm going in the Army. I'm doing this, that, and that. But we had to start implementing certain things and make things happen. That's when it becomes difficult, right?
Mm-hmm. So
what I wanted to do was just have this conversation because a lot of times people go down that road. Okay, I want to be progressive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want to go back to school. I want to, you know, get a better paying job. You know, I've had this passion of baking and cooking and stuff like that. I want to start my business off and everything. And what happens is once they start it off, because they cool, but they got this ambition, they got this dream, they got this aspiration, and everything's cool, right? But then what happens is they find out what the pathway that they thought about getting it started and what happens are two different things. Damn, I gotta miss the program. Oh man, I gotta spend my club money.
Right.
You know, damn, I had that put together for the cruise.
Right.
But now you got to pay for this license. You got to get this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm working overtime my job.
Mm-hmm.
I'm spending more time because the event is during the same week when my son them got a AAU tournament.
Right.
Sitting there like, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Now mama ain't here no more. Dad ain't here no more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when then they come home, when they are present, they're not present because they resting.
Right.
Or they're working or doing
more.
something else, right? How do we mix that together? How do we do that and try to achieve what we're trying to do? And also, you know, from a professional or that business aspiration, and not feel like we're losing our family, not feel like we're sacrificing our health. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you said something last week on last week's show that kind of Enrico said, I can't believe he said that. When you were saying, like, you know, when you was getting your business started, you was a terrible father because you was always out there trying to get it. No, not terrible father and let's not go there. But
I know what you mean. Yeah.
You said, like, you know, I wasn't there. I missed games. I missed this. I did that trying to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, as we are in it, doing these things, trying to make the business successful, trying to make whatever we want or whatever we're doing successful, we don't realize how much time we're not giving to certain things because we feel like, and this just may be me, so people can call and chime in if they want to, 678-740-9894. When we're in it, we don't realize how much we don't spend time doing the right things because we think that I'm doing this for the family. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This for the family. So if I don't spend time with them, they should understand because it's for them. They want to eat. They want a roof over their head. I got to do this. You get what I'm saying? And we just start spending, like me. I had this issue where I wanted to learn how to flip houses, but I had another job. So I could only flip houses and learn that stuff on the weekends. It was a part of me getting my real estate broker's license. But so I'm going on, I'm done, I'm working all week. Then on the weekends, I'm gone all day. You know, Saturday, Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, I'm gone.
Yeah.
At Mother's Days, you know what I'm saying? I mean, not Mother's Day, Mother's Day I didn't do, but Father's Day, I'm gone. I'm doing this. And then my son's came and he said, you know, he said, I got something to do. He said, I got a birthday party I want to go to, Dad, but I know you can't make it because you got to go to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't even bother to ask me to take him or anything because he was like, I already know you got to go to work.
How'd that make you feel?
Well, at the time, I didn't feel anything. I was like, great, you understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I don't have to explain this to you. You know what I'm saying? But at time went on, and so, you know, as we got older,
you started reflecting.
Yeah, I was like, dang, like, So when we in it, we think we're doing it for the family, for the good of the family, so we don't reflect back on it because we don't feel like we're doing anything bad. You know what I'm saying? That's why the balance and the reflection of doing it doesn't come to us till later on.
I'm gonna kick something at you, Lab, and it's funny. We even talking about this. I seen an interview with I'm making my world famous old fashioned.
World famous.
Making my world famous old fashioned.
Right.
So I'm gonna kick something at you, Lab. I seen an interview with Stephen A. Smith, and he was saying something that I think a lot of people feel, but it was just the thing that stuck with me. You know, is the other side of it. He was saying that, you know, he hasn't been the best father, you know, because his kids, because he's been away and everything like that. And his thing was what he was saying. He said, but they shouldn't be able to complain because I provide the cars and this, that, and that. This is what's the flaw in that statement? When I hear that, the flaw that I hear in that statement is, who the hell say they wanted that?
Right.
Or what you did and provided for them might have been a lot, but they might didn't need that. They might didn't need the Benz.
They just might want to your face.
Well, I'm just saying, you might have made sacrifices to get them a Benz. Well, you just could have made still a sacrifice, but as what I'm about to say when I'm sorry, my flash came on the thing. When you sit there and say to yourself that I'm sitting in the, I'm sorry, everything threw me off. When you in your mind that I'm doing this, I'm doing that, the sacrifice you making may be like in your mind, I'm giving them this size house.
Right.
You could have just did, you know, some things in this size house, but and we could have seen you more. You gave us this. That's saying you don't say thank you.
Right.
But we never saw you.
Right.
So sometimes, like I'm just hearing them saying, I gave them, I provided that. What you provided is great. but that's what you want to provide.
Right.
And I think sometimes that even us that, I'm just saying men that I have had success, sometimes we gotta be realistic too. Like, yeah, I did this, that, and that, but shit, and I had to get it up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I could have gave a little bit,
Right.
spend time. And that's why when I say that about myself, I'm gonna be real with you, lad. Like my mind, I'm trying to be this 7-figure dude in my 30s, trying to push this and push that, but I wasn't there.
Right.
I realized I still can make money and be involved.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I wasn't making the money that I would, but I was getting to it.
You're still comfortable.
But I wasn't even there, like,
right.
And I'm sitting here, I come back fussing at, at my ex-wife, why you didn't do this, that, and that? That wasn't in her zone to do that.
Right. That's what you was doing. That's what
you did what I'm saying.
Right.
And again, I was making all that bank, doing this, that, and that, everything like that. But I'm just saying, I still was able to have success
with less time.
With less time, but I wasn't gonna have the same kind.
Right.
That's why, again, the risk reward is real. The more you giving up, you get an opportunity to have this, right?
Right.
But you gotta be realistic. What you need. You know what I'm saying? Like, you hear these shows all the time. The videos about you can invest this at this rate, you can have $1 million. Like, do you really need $1 million in retirement?
Right.
Like, I'm just saying. Now, if you sitting there got all these bills and this, that, and that, cool. But if you like shit, we just gonna, hey man, me and my old lady, we're gonna retire. We're gonna go to the beach. We're gonna go to the casino. Like, how much money do you really need to save? You get what I'm saying?
Right. But you hear those things, and I think that's where, like you just said, like what throws us off is we hear those things and we think to ourselves, man, I need $2 million to retire comfortably. I got to get on it. So we start pushing towards those things. And what happens a lot of times is we burn ourselves out. Not only do we burn ourselves out physically and mentally, but we burn ourselves out when it comes to family too, because our family, you think about all these, I'm going to give you a good example. I saw a documentary on, I think it was Rock Family or just Rich Kids, period. And one of the kids say, yeah, he left me all this money, but I don't even know who he is. You get what I'm saying? Like, I never saw him. He was always gone. And that kid had drug issues, had mental issues, because he was like, my father was never around. Great, I got, $50 million, but I couldn't tell you what was my dad's favorite color, because I never saw him. You get what I'm saying?
That's a funky spot, because again, like, I always been the type of person to holler at my OGs or just even my friends. Me and you'll sit here and rap and we talk and stuff like that. But a lot of times, man, you don't really know. You can feel like you're doing the right thing. And and the father probably wasn't doing the wrong thing. But the result, with you providing it, may not necessarily be received the way you think it's going to get received. It's not, a lot of times you don't really know. You don't really know, because you can have 2 or 3 kids, and one can think the world of you, and one can be like, hey, it wasn't that much, or like you said, we're doing that. And also, it's 2 sides of every story. Kid can sit here with all these damn complaints. And look, man, these are decisions you made.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's very tough. It's very tough, because you really don't know until you go through that, man. Right. And I was just sitting there listening, to Stephen A. Smith talk. And again, guys, we're talking about how to balance work and family life. Feel free to call in 678-740-9894. Again, that's 678-740-9894. Call in if you got anything to add to the conversation, you got a question, or any example that you may have had in your personal life or professional life where you felt like, okay, we had some kind of funky mix, or how you handle working family life. A lot of times people really don't know for sure.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think the lines get that it's a tightrope to walk? Because think about, if you don't work as hard as you do and you spend more time with your family, you always around, you all at the game, but y'all may be struggling a little bit. So then now you got that issue. You get what I'm saying? Because you're spending time with your kids, you helping them with the homework, you doing if you got the spouse there, she's helping, whatever. Y'all both got 2 jobs. You work your job, she work her job, but y'all struggling a little bit. So now it's look, why you don't go get another job?
Struggling with financial?
Just a little bit. Not. I'm gonna give you a good example. When we were coming up, me and my ex-wife, we had 3 kids. We struggled a little bit, but we were in school. We were doing certain things in school, and people would always say to her, well, "Why you don't just get another job?" Well, I already got 1 job, and I'm in school. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get this, and we're trying to get these licenses and these, real estate, all that stuff. We doing other things. So it's not just I'm just sitting at home, but it was always a case of why you don't just get another job to help you out a little bit? Because we had a couple issues with a couple of bills here and there, but our lights was never off. You get what I'm saying? Like it was never a case of where something was turned off. It was just a case of
you could have been a little more comfortable.
A little bit more comfortable.
You know what, Lab? It's funky. It's funny, but it's funky spot to be in because as a person with now being divorced and a person with adult children, what my focus with my oldest son who'll be 30 next week, was provide all this stuff with the family.
Mm-hmm.
And as I got, older and kids grow, you start looking at your sacrifices, what your perceived response that your family and children have for the sacrifice you made is not really what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying you want for the kids to tell, but it's just like what your vision for them and what you want them to do may be totally different from what they want to do.
What they
right? And it doesn't make them wrong. But that was just your vision, what you're trying to provide for them, right? You save all this money for college, now they don't want to go to college.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You sit there and try to build a business up and down, they don't want to run.
They don't want to do that. Right? That's not what they want to do.
And so you don't say they made these sacrifices. What I've learned, Lab, is just make Pooch your priority. The issue with making Pooch a priority is you still have to work the tightrope. Like I still got responsibility.
Right.
The philosophy that I've adapted over the years was my happiness comes first.
Mm-hmm.
Your well-being is my priority.
Right.
I'm gonna make sure y'all good.
Right.
But if it conflicts with my happiness, I'm not doing it.
Right.
I'm not doing it. And that's worked for me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, everybody like, no, I'm gonna take care of this and take care of that.
Right.
I think it's easy to say that to the heartbreak comes.
Yeah, and I think a lot of us don't really reflect on that or don't realize those things until we get older and we separate. And unfortunately, we have to separate from the family to see those things because I don't know where the narrative comes in that black men don't take care of their families, but we sacrifice a lot for our families. We sacrifice a lot for our children just on a daily basis. You said, I reflect on when I got divorced, and I tell you this all the time. I've said it on this radio station and podcast station a lot. When I got divorced, I sat back and had to think about who I was as a person. You get what I'm saying? Because
everybody else come first.
Right, because everybody was first. Everybody was first. Within that household, them 4 people that I had within the household, my 3 children and my ex-wife were always first. So it was never a case of where I felt like, and I didn't feel bad doing it. Don't get me wrong. It's not a case of where I was like, oh, I shouldn't have did that. No. That was my priority. Their happiness, their well-being, what they wanted to do, make sure that they was good was always my main focus. Mm-hmm. But once I got divorced and saw how it was just not the love and support that I gave them was not necessarily reciprocated, and I had to focus on what I needed to be and who I needed to be as a person, it becomes different because you sit back and you say to yourself, man, I did a lot. Like I did a lot trying to make sure this family was good and solid. And it's not none of my children say, Daddy worked weekends and we had great clothes and we lived in nice houses and we had yards, and that don't never come back up.
Yeah, and that's kind of like with the notion that now you starting to make yourself more a priority. Mm-hmm. You don't care. Mm-hmm. Or you're not thinking about it. Yeah, you're selfish.
Right.
Like, you're damn right.
Right.
You're damn right.
We didn't play this game.
Yeah. I don't like the result we get doing it the other way. Right. The wrong people are happy, right? You got to sit and protect yourself for that stuff. Yeah, guys, how to balance work and family life. Feel free to call in and add to the conversation. 678-740-9894. Again, that's 678-740-9894. Oh. Y'all please call in. Somebody got some shit to say about something like, man, I'm tired. My schedule off this, that, and that. Call in, 678-740-9894. Add to the conversation. What I do want to just talk about a couple things that can kind of help you to assist you in balancing work and family life. I'm going to give you guys a couple of tips and pointers. Feel free to leave a comment, question, call in if you got anything to add to it.
Word interest says I struggle finding the balance.
Oh, most people do.
Right.
Most people do because, like I said, what you want And and then we start looking at what you want to do and what you want to aspire to is one thing. You start going that path, but then you got this. Also, it's the anchor of a family, or that's right here, and it's very difficult to keep the balance there, right? So that's why I want to have this conversation.
It's hard to balance.
Absolutely, because the more I give here, the less I'm giving here, and it's not flourishing. But the more I'm giving here, the less I'm giving there, and
that may not be flourishing.
Right. So we got to sit there and say to ourselves, like, why can I be happy making my family and stuff like that happy and all this other kind of stuff and do that and still be able to be successful? And it's difficult. It's very damn difficult.
The one thing that always sticks out to me is when we were trying to get our real estate license and broker's licenses is when we had to, she already had nursing license. She was already she already had a bachelor's in nursing and stuff like master's in nursing and stuff like that. We already had our degrees. That's as far as that's concerned. So we decided we wanted to do something else. The amount of time we had to spend in class between the two of us, you get what I'm saying? And then we balanced it out where I would go night. I think she went doing it was some kind of way we did to where it was okay, but the kids had to go over her aunt's house a lot. And it got to a point to where they were over there so much that we weren't even picking them up anymore. It was just like we drop them off for the week and go back and pick them up on Friday. You get what I'm saying? Like, and it became an issue for my kids because they never saw us, but we thought like, okay, we need to, once we get this license, get this broker's licenses, it's the sky's the limit. But, and then once we got them, my ex-wife was like, nah, I don't want to do that no more. So we didn't sacrifice a lot of things to get here to this point. Now we got to change again. You get what I'm saying? So,
which is not uncommon, folks, to what you think is going to be there when you get there.
Right.
And now you done kind of like you switch gears.
Right.
Nothing uncommon.
Right. And so it was like we never, and I reflect back on it like it was a whole almost 6 months to a year to where they pretty much just stayed at her house. But again, we reflected back, thinking to ourselves, we're doing a great job. This gonna pay off in the future. You always think about it, and we were young, when we got married, I was 18, she was 17, something like that. So we were a young married kid. So we were actually figuring it out as we went along. So it was just like, okay, we once we do this, we're great. We're gonna have tons of houses. We were talking about flipping houses before it was even on TV. You know what I'm saying? I got with the guy, he was already flipping houses. I want to learn with him, get my broker's license, buy houses, buy his houses, flip his houses, use that commission, buy houses for us, flip. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I had a plan, but the plan never included my children.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? It never included, well, my children we need to go spend time picnicking, or we need to go walking to the park, or any of that other stuff that you do with your children. That was never a part of the plan. They were kind of on the sidelines. You get what I'm saying? And I think a lot of us as adults raising a family and kids, we always think about how to be successful so our kids don't have to struggle. But sometimes our kids struggle in our path to success.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, see, that's one key thing, Lab. We just mentioned earlier, man. Kids understand time, and in our minds, we done did this and did that for you. Like, they ain't appreciative of that. They may look back later and say, okay, they did this, that, and that, but it's a big may because we don't necessarily know. Again, what we're trying to provide if they're interested in or not. Right? You get what I'm saying? That's just being real. Guys, feel free to call in if you will. Excuse me. When I add to the conversation, make sure you leave a comment or anything. Again, at 678-740-9894. Again, a call in number 678-740-9894. One thing I think people can do is to try to help them in assisting and balancing family and work is set clear boundaries between work and family life. Set clear boundaries as far as being like, these are work hours, these are family hours. Now, I'm going to be very honest with me, being self-employed, I can't do that shit most of the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I would dedicate, again, like, look, I'm going to take care of these. And I got a certain way that I segregate my tasks. What I try to do is I got high priority tasks. And if I can spread them out over a week, I try to do that. With doing instead of trying to hit high priority stuff every day. And I've done videos on how I break down certain things, the way I do my schedules and stuff. and I try to reset my schedule every Saturday or Sunday. That's what I try to do for the week. But if it's like 5 or 6 high priority tasks, I try to spread them out different days, and then the other ones they can kind of tie in and stuff. I try to do that. Hopefully it doesn't go over. But at the end of the day, my plan and reality, 2 different things. So shit, I might be looking at going be done at 4, don't work. Will B had a program on Monday. And shit, I had to be there.
Right.
I gotta take them.
Right.
So I just know, like, there are things that can't be stopped. Like, if I gotta get Will to practice, if I gotta, something that's dealing with that, if you got a doctor's appointment, if you gotta meet with, just say, a broker, anything like that, okay, that's person related.
Right.
Map that out and everything like that. But try your best to try to keep that stuff separate. And I just speak out of personal experience. Again, I know that's difficult.
I have to say, that's harder said than done. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it bleeds over into each other.
Yeah, well, a lot of times it do. But I will say this: learn to say no to stuff that's not going to be a high priority. So again, things that you got to give us a new customer to bring money to you and stuff like that, that's fine. But if it's something like, okay, look, if it's something that can be streamed over, say if I got to post a new video, if I got to sit here and look over some 30 things with the business, I may move it over to the next day or move it over to the next week. You have to make a conscious effort to just stay on top. Look, I can't, my son, whatever this, that, and that. And I'd be lying if I say I don't struggle with that sometimes.
Right.
Because a lot of time with William, with my youngest son, he's very sharp, but he's still a kid.
Right.
And a lot of times in my mind, okay, we good. William he's doing this, he taking care of this. No, Wilby might be tuning in. He's good, he's taking care of this, that, and that. But then I might look at the grades like, shit, and what's going on? Whereas, then I got a buckle down. Did you do this? Did you do this? Did you do this? We get that on track, and then I might slack up. Okay, let me give him a little space, and he'll do it for a while, and then revert back.
Right.
So that'd be tough sometimes, right? Because okay, now I can go and take care of this, take care of that, and everything.
But you said the magic word. He is a kid.
Yeah, and I I don't forget that. But again, I got my goal. What I'm trying to do for me. And I know for me to achieve certain things, I got to do this.
Right.
Now you got to be realistic, like, little pooch. You want to do this, but they ain't going to do it. I'm going to give you an example. 2 weeks ago, we released the ebook. It's been tough with hiring, getting ready to start training for the tax preparers, scaling some stuff up for the YouTube channel to really promote that ebook.
Right.
My goal was to sell 1,000 copies of the ebook. I don't even know where we at number with doing it. I'm not going to sell 1,000.
Right.
We should do okay.
Right.
But in my mind, we got 60,000 here, almost 20,000 on Change the Lives. We just hit 30,000 on TikTok. Like, okay, we well over 100-some thousand people.
Right.
We ain't looked at the Facebook. We ain't looked at the Instagram. Like, well over. Right. So in my mind, I can get 1,000 is a small number.
That 1%, that's less than 1%, ain't it?
Yeah. But even though you're looking at like some folk crossed over on different same one, I get that part. But I think you should really say that. But I know I ain't doing enough to put it out there. I should be doing live promos, more videos. Hey, get this, that, and that.
Right.
I be tired.
Right.
I be busy. I ain't got, I ain't got 24 hours of the day. I got to give a beauty rest. You know what I'm saying?
And then you got to will be some time. And family stuff come up. Family stuff still comes up, even though your children are older. It's just a part of life.
I got to cook dinner for them.
Right.
I got to get, make sure you're out in the morning. We got to make sure it's homework done. That's every damn day.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So you sitting there trying to navigate that, and it's challenging. It's challenging. And you see someone, I'm thinking about the richest man in the world, Elon Musk, got 7, 8 kids, and he's made no secret about he hard to see him.
Yeah, well, I mean,
you know what I'm saying? He's made no secret.
There's one of them can't stand.
I'm just saying he has made no secrets about like he hard to see these kids. Like he damn near like a breeder. You know what I'm saying? Like he has these children that just let but he has no dealings. He is so on some SpaceX, X, Tesla.
Yeah.
Like them children, like they heal.
They second thoughts.
Yeah, shit. I don't even think they're talking. But you understand that it's the richest man in the world. For him to get them, that is his priority. He got time to lay up, make a baby here and there. I ain't saying a man don't love his kids.
Right.
But that other stuff to come along with it, that's not a priority to him.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
That spending time and all that. That's not the top of his to-do list. You know.
Or it may be his way of spending time.
Right.
See, that's the thing about it. You know, I'm not saying it's a right or wrong way, because everybody gonna raise their kid different, and everybody that's an adult been raised in a different household, right? So I don't even think that's real to be sitting there trying to say, well, this our parents should move with this, that, and that, because at the end of the day, we all want our kids to do well and be good citizens or whatever. But I will say this, that when you trying to push out certain things of doing it, I think everybody can open their eyes at some point if you really want to look. Hey, this shit ain't working.
Right.
This shit ain't working.
But how many of us, Slick says they have nannies, so he don't worry. How many of us actually look up and look around while we in the midst of trying to be successful? And it don't even have to be, see, this is the kicker. It don't even have to be us trying to start a business and being successful. It could be just being successful in our 9-to-5 job where we want a promotion, so we got to spend a little bit more extra time doing other stuff at the job.
Well, that's what we're talking about. It can be just professional period.
Right.
Your business, your job, or whatever, and everything like that. I had a partner of mine say something to me about 20 years ago, and I ain't gonna use no names, but it stuck with me. He said something that I thought was kind of profound at that time, and I know it might rub some people the wrong way, but I thought about it. He was working for one of these local governments here in Atlanta. It's about 20 years ago, and they had a predominantly female leadership. And he said, "Pooh, let me tell you something. Work for these women that are in charge like that." He said they're gonna be the coldest thing. He said because they're usually some of the most coldest people. He said because typically, you know, in that sense, you know, things have been changed from a traditional point right now. But he said, Poochie, typically for a woman to ascend to higher leadership, she done had to kind of turn her back on her family. When I say turn her back on, you guys, listen to what I'm about to say. Not saying they don't care about their kids, but we know traditionally, mama gonna be there. Dad out there making his money. Mama gonna be there. That don't mean mama ain't got a job and mama not working. Right. But it's kind of accepted more if daddy is gone, with mama working, but mama still there to kind of tie in the loose ends. But when mama do it, it's almost like, damn, you know, it's cutthroat because for her to do it, mamas really don't do that. Right. For her to do that for her career. Right. And he was just like, Pooh, like for her, it ain't nothing for her to sit there and cut the switch on you. Right. Because for her to get what she got, she had to do that to her family. Or they know, or some of it, and we're not trying to talk bad about women who's successful. Don't take this wrong. And some of them just don't have kids because their careers become, so they don't have something that's softening them up as they ascend the ladder. Because, and we're saying this because we know it's harder for women to ascend the ladder. There's a glass ceiling that they have to break through to get to those higher levels. Sometimes they don't have kids because they don't want to see that. They don't want them to hold. They don't want that to hold them back. You know what I'm saying? Just say don't have kids. Have kids. Traditionally, a female, you're like, okay, well, they know. Okay, let me just not because they're being intimidated by progression, but you're like, okay, I still got to make sure my kids straight. Right. Then I'm like, okay, nah, I ain't studying it. I got to make sure I do me. He was just saying how cutthroat it would be for just because there's nothing to get rid of you. You know what I'm saying? And I think, man, and that always stuck with me. That always stuck with me. Just how brutal folks could be. Not caring this, that, and that. I don't give a damn about your kids. Right. You're like, I had to take my son to the doctor. Damn about your son to the doctor. Right. Because they ain't cared about. Right. Damn. They love like again. Yeah. Again. Because again, they have got to a point where they may not, or most of the time, like, hey, that's pushed on somebody else. What we got right here? Sacrifice PR said, good evening, gents. Do you think parents model work-life balance enough? So many kids see their parents stressed and coping with the stress through unhealthy habits such as overuse of alcohol and etc. When we ask the question, do you think parents model good work-life balance enough? I don't necessarily know if they balance it enough. That's why we have this conversation, because a lot of times people just don't know. You know what I'm saying? So I think people do is what they can or what they know to do. I think what happens is a lot of times, it's just my personal opinion, people get to a point where they just reflect. You know, you get to a certain age or whatever, like, damn, man, now your kids getting older. They have hit middle school or high school. They just graduated. Now you're looking back, damn, man, I probably should have did this. I should have did that. Because when you're going through the motion, you busy. You trying to make it happen. You know
when you in it, you think you balancing it.
Yeah,
you really believe in your heart you doing the right things. I believe that's with all of us. Women, men who work, the women who are ascending ladder, we believe that we're doing the right thing because everything that we're doing in sacrifice is for the family unit. So while we're in it, I don't think we think we're not doing it right. I think we believe in our hearts that we are doing this correctly. And the end result is going to be success.
And you know what? You really don't think about it too tough until what? You got other kids.
Right.
You're like, damn, now let me do a little different with
this
one.
Right.
The other one, but like when you're in the fight, you're in the fight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you really, you know, just say if you're having a drink or you're having a smoke or this, that, and some stuff like from a rider standpoint, like I don't want to drink around my kids. I don't want to smoke around my kids. That may be you.
Right.
And that could be a big deal to some person not. It don't make you right or wrong.
Right.
You know, so I don't want to get into that aspect. But I do think as a parent, your experience kind of teach you, whereas, okay, I was doing this with number one, and now I'm at number 5. Like I can kind of do it, or even with your grandkids.
Right.
Like, hey, I kind of stayed on this too much. You know what I'm saying? Because you'll see grandparents a whole lot more lenient than parents.
Right.
Not because they all the time didn't, you know, they old and don't care. They're older and they don't care. It's more because when we're young, we kind of probably put a more emphasis on stuff that don't need to be.
Right.
Experience of life teaches us they ain't that big a deal. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of times we're trying to do everything right. We're trying to be successful. We're trying to make sure we take care of the family. We're trying to make sure the kids are clean and learning and smart. We take on so many things and try to be so many things to so many people that we get burnt out on a lot of that stuff. You know,
we got to understand, achieving balance is not about perfection.
Right.
To last point, achieving balance is not about perfection. It's really just how to set priorities to kind of make sure, like, okay, let me at least get this done. And I don't want to lose that. Let me get this done, so I won't lose that. It's not going to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? We get here. Sexy Redbone 28 says, that's so true, but you have to try to balance somehow. And I think that's what we kind of had them struggles at, trying to make the balance of doing the right thing or whatever. Because at that particular time, depending on how things floating, you might be like, okay, this is a good thing. Then we later on down the road, you reflect, like, man, I could have did it different. You just try your best. You just don't know.
You do things like say if there's a company picnic on a Saturday, but your son has a baseball game on a Saturday, so you decide to go to the baseball game. But when you come in Monday, your friend next door in his office is all excited because he was at the company picnic. He met the CEO and got to talk to the CEO, and so now he gave him a special project looking for a promotion. Yeah. You wasn't there to get it, so now you upset like, dang. If I would have been there, I probably could have got that opportunity too.
It happens all the time.
Right? It does, because you miss out on opportunities, and you don't want to miss out on opportunities. But like you say, you got to balance it. So you got to be able to say to yourself, well, I missed it this time. Maybe I'll get it next time. But we don't do that, because all we had to do was be at the picnic. We probably could have got that. There's no guarantee we would have got the opportunity.
Yeah.
But we wasn't there to see.
Yeah.
What you always say, you miss 50%, miss 100% of the chance you don't take.
You don't take.
Okay. And I wasn't there to take the chance. So now I'm upset because I was at a baseball game that my son didn't even get in to play because they didn't play him. You get what I'm saying?
And there's nothing wrong doing that, because at the end of the day, you might be like, well, you glad he was there.
Right.
You remember daddy being there and stuff like that, but you got to be able to handle it either way it
right.
goes. What we got right here, Savvy BR says, they also cope through unhealthy habits such as anger, alcohol, and drugs. These activities are sabotaging. Yeah, I agree. But again, you don't know. See, it's very hard for me to be able to go through life and try to make sure I'm good. It's harder. I'm sitting there, I'm trying to make sure I'm good. Don't worry about them.
Three other people.
That shit tough.
People. Right.
That shit tough, man.
It's very
tough. And I would never trip on nobody with that, because if a person got to sit there and have a drink, they got to smoke a blunt. I'm not, because I'm a very big proponent of not trying to use vices to help you get stuff, because
Right.
that's how you get them addictions started. But I understand.
Mm-hmm.
I understand. Like, let me get out of here. Let me smoke me a cigarette, this,
Right.
that, and that, whatever. I always try to tell people kind of be weary of that, but I understand, because I don't think people do things on purpose. But I think outside looking in, a lot of time it easy me to sit here and notice that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's why friends so important. That's why and friends so important to have, or even just other counsel to have it. But everybody still don't have that.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Slick says work life, because you look at food, shelter, clothing, and being provided. That means you at least doing good or doing something.
Mm.
And a lot of times I was gonna say something I can't. I'm gonna give you a good example of work life. When my ex-wife, she was going to a wedding,
Mm-hmm.
and she was like, "I want you to go to this wedding with me." And I was like, "No, because I'm working this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna be able to buy an apartment building with somebody else's money." Basically, what I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And she got real upset. Like, you always working. You don't never want to go nowhere, do nothing. And I'm thinking to myself, but I'm making money. I mean, it's not like I was doing this for free. I mean, he was paying me cash money. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I think I was, at the time when I was working with him, I was making like $25, $30 an hour back then.
Yeah.
So if we work 10 hours, that's money.
Yeah.
I'm like, but I'm making money. And she's like, so? Like, but it's money, it's cash. Like, when I get this money, I give it to you for stuff. I don't care, you ain't never here. So I'm thinking to myself, and I got real upset about that. Like, I could be doing anything. I could be a bum, lazy bum, whatever. But you get mad at me because I want to go to work and make some money and learn something?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just see her point, and I don't think I was trying to see her point, because to me, I'm thinking I'm doing the greatest thing you could be doing.
And in your defense, you weren't saying your point either.
Right.
That don't make you wrong.
Right.
Now. I'm just saying, because, I mean, it's cool. Ain't nobody hungry, but like I say, look, we just got this, we got that. Like
Right.
you say, you want to go shopping. Like, this is doing a lot of this, auxiliary stuff that you want,
Right.
to happen. So it's very tough, man, because again, that doesn't mean you're wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just at the end of the day, people got to be able to find that balance of like, okay, let me respect what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you had a conversation beforehand. Look, before we go into this month,
Right.
I know you want to do this, and you might have that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to have. We're talking about balancing work and family life. I don't think it's wise to have conversation after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean, like, you did this, you was at this place, this, that, and that. Like, what's done?
Right.
But hey, listen, you've been there every month, this, that, and that. Listen, before we go into December,
Mm-hmm.
can we try to do it this way?
Right.
Condemning somebody on what they've done when you know they ain't doing nothing malicious or with any kind of ill intent.
Right.
That's when it comes out like, why are you fucking with me? I'm doing this right. I'm doing it for us.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure you can receive it better. Hey, listen, we had a lot of stuff going on, this, that, and that. I need you.
Mm-hmm.
I understand you like doing that, this, that, and that. Like, look, I understand what you're spending for.
Mm-hmm.
I understand if you can't do that or bring that back home or whatever. But can you try to at least come to this?
Right.
Okay, you try to do that. You can receive that better
Mm-hmm.
than somebody condemning you on stuff that you didn't have no ill intent, right?
Right.
And I think that's what happens a lot of times. People get frustrated and they say certain things. You're like, damn, man, I'm trying to make shit happen for us, right?
Right.
It ain't nothing where I don't care, or
Right.
whatever, this, that, and that, or whatever. Because again, man, I love my kids, but I'm gonna do me.
Right.
I'm gonna do me.
Right. Right.
Do me, because I did everybody else for over 20 years, and
Mm-hmm.
I see what they got.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make sure my kids are straight, and I'm gonna make sure I ain't gonna miss stuff that they got going on. But I gotta get a good feeling or a good sense, like that it's just something that they just kind of whatever. But I'm not gonna miss out on that,
Right. Right.
And me and one of my kids had a conversation like, well, you and mom divorced, and you guys are doing this, that, and that. You gotta do that when y'all were married, this, that, and that. And I'm like, hey, bro, we didn't have the money,
Right.
like. And I'm sitting here looking like when y'all were younger, there was a cost to move 6 people.
Right.
As opposed to now, it may be only 2 or 3 at a time.
Right.
which is a huge difference.
Most definitely.
Yeah, huge difference. Logistical, price, everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he in it, but I don't think they still processing it.
Right.
Like moving six is all, I get, you got money. No, that's the fuck what I got, man.
Right.
Just from a common sense point, like, no, brother, we moving 6 people, making less money than we do now, and trying to get that together. As opposed to now, you a lot more comfortable from a financial standpoint, and you only got to be worried about less people.
Right.
That's a huge difference.
A much huge difference.
Huge difference.
I was talking to Slick yesterday. We just have a general conversation, and I was talking about how I was staying in Smyrna when I first moved here, but then we moved somewhere else. And she's like, "Well, why y'all move so much?" I was thinking to myself, because I told her, I said, because we were just trying to get somewhere where the rent was cheaper at that time. You know what I'm saying? It was like, we got 5 people, we got 5 mouths to feed, and the difference between $500 rent and $600 rent don't sound like much to people, but it's a lot when you got 3 children to feed, and they all pretty much, a year apart, and then my young was like 2 or 3 years apart, so they all up in age, and they all eat just as much. You get what I'm saying? So that $100 is a big difference. And while we were doing it, and I never reflected on it, but when she asked me, I said to myself in my mind, why did we move so much? Like, what was the big difference between $100 and $103 a month in rent that we couldn't just sacrifice? And I was thinking to myself, like, we were already sacrificing.
Well, there are other factors to go into it, because here's the deal, like, let's keep it real. When you got younger kids, you got the cost perspective and you got the time perspective. Which got time to be around them. Okay, we they in daycare, we watch them, spending more time. Are we making the same amount? As you get older, depending on where you at in your career, income is going to increase and stuff like that. All these kind of factors, just like you said, moving. Sometimes it ain't about the price.
Right.
Sometimes it's about, they were close to my job.
Right. The location.
They were close to the school. Like, we might have cut this, that, and that, but it just, it worked out better depending on what we were doing at that particular time.
Right.
So all that kind of stuff get, coming to fruition. But as the kids get older and they start leaving, it's not a concern. It's not a priority.
Right.
It's not a factor. So we ain't got to worry about that. So that's why I say we got to be very, very careful, like, not to get so stuck on, lose ourselves while we're trying to make all these other different things happen, because you do want to be happy. It's no better feeling in the world. There's no better feeling in the world to get out your bed in the morning and be able to do things that you like doing. It is very painful. It is very dragging, and it takes something out of you to get up out of bed in the morning, like, oh shit, I got to go to that job. You know what I'm saying? Like, and unfortunately, most of our parents and grandparents and great grandparents, that's how they work. They didn't want to damn pick no cotton. They didn't want to want to go to the plant. You know what I'm saying? Not saying they wasn't used to it.
Right.
And some of them might have been cool depending on what capacity. But it's like there was no ever in the room to dream.
Right.
There was never in the room to aspire.
Right.
There was never in the room to actually see yourself. Like, you couldn't even dream to see yourself outside of what you were locked in doing. That makes sense.
Yeah, back then, especially with our grandparents, because you think about, and I don't know about yours, but my grandparents, that was when they was having 9 and 10 children. You know what I'm saying? You think about that, like my grandmother and grandfather had 9 children. So, and me. Because my mom is the oldest, so I was kind of raised with them too, because she was the first one to have a child at 16, 15. So I'm growing up with my uncles and aunts because they of my age. You know what I'm saying? So the aspects of, and I think about, we talk about work-life balance, and I think about my grandmother, how she worked at the bank for as long as I can remember. She was always a teller at the bank for as long as I can remember. But my grandfather got hurt or something. He got hurt real bad. He could barely walk or something. But he had military disability too, because he was in the military. I don't know if it was like it is now, because he was in the military back in the 40s and 50s. So, but she would always come home and make sure, say, George, you need something to eat, make sure he was good. But she had this thing where every 2 weeks she would give him a pedicure. And I was thinking, I was like, why is she giving him a pedicure every 2 weeks? But that was her way of sitting down and talking to him, and they just talking about their week or talking about what's next or what we gotta do next, because they never really talked about household business or anything in front of us children. And the lights never was off.
Mm-hmm.
Mortgage always was paid,
Mm-hmm.
but it was just never a case of where we knew how they were doing it.
Yeah.
But once I got older and once I got older, start paying attention or start thinking about it, that's when they used to have their conversations.
Yeah.
During that time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was their time. That's how they balanced themselves because they were older. So they wasn't necessarily like partying or anything, but that was their time, their private time. And they made sure that none of us impeded on that time. You get what I'm saying?
And that's the key thing. You got to practice self-care.
Right.
Man, people trip on me all the time because they were like, and I just get flack with them with my ex-wife. Sometimes she'll come home from work. When I became self-employed, I see her in the car, like, look at that, sitting out there in the backyard. I might be smoking a stick,
right,
a drink. But if I done put in work,
but
she come home, she might have seen me. I might have been in the office, might have been at the crib with doing it. Sometimes you got to make sure that, look, let me go, recharge.
Right.
Because when I hit it, I'm hitting it, like I'm hitting it.
I'm in it.
If you know me, I might be 1 or 2 in the morning. I'm still at it. So, that next day, I got everything done. Let me go have me a drink. Let me do that. People get that twisted, like, oh, I ain't got like you. I go have a drink all day. You damn right. Because your ass got breaks. Your ass ain't got none of that shit. PTO. I wish I had PTO.
Right.
PTO.
You get mental health breaks.
You mean tell me I get paid and I ain't did shit?
Right.
I wish man, I ain't got none of that. But it's very important that I sit my ass down sometime, man, recalibrate. Recalibrate, boy, you tired. Your eyes, I can't see shit.
Right.
I can't focus. Yeah. My shit clouded. You know what I'm saying? I need to just look. I can't talk to nobody. Leave me the hell alone. You know what I'm saying? My mama called mama. I can't talk. My mama will call. I love my mama, but she might get, well, such she said that. Mama. I got to stop.
Right.
Don't you go no further. I'm in the middle of something. I can't even talk to you right now.
Right.
My thoughts can't go away from that. You got to, then when the time comes, like I might can't even call my mama back. I got to look, let me sit my ass down, get this stick, chill.
Reset. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can't, because you have a stroke and this, that, and that. What people going to say? Well, Pooh should slow his ass down.
Right.
Pooh did that and that. You really got to, I got to force that.
Yeah, I don't think we realize those things till we get older, though. Because when we younger, I mean, I think about when I was in my 20s, man. I'm telling you, I would go to work, go to school, come home, change the whole living room around, clean up the whole house, watch the baseboards. And I'm talking about this is not 8 o'clock in the evening, just 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm washing down the doors, washing down the baseboards. I'm changing the furniture around, go to bed at 3 o'clock, wake back up at 6.
Yeah.
Back at it again. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't think about those. These are things that I thought needed to happen for my children and for my family within the household. But when you get older, you start thinking to yourself, like, man, I needed to really decompress. Like, decompressing is not a part of the program when you're trying to be successful and trying to make your family successful too, and trying to take care of them as well.
And also, people always give you advice, but they gonna help you.
Right.
Well, you better slow down. Yeah, gonna fall out. Well, how the fuck I'm paying this bill?
Right.
Well, how am I get this kid in here?
Right.
Well, how am I take care of this? I'm that shit then.
My light bill is $400.
Yeah.
I slow down.
Yeah.
I would be lighting candles around here.
You know that you're not feeling right. You know your head hurting.
Right.
You know you're not. You know you need some rest. You telling me that no shit. You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm telling you, like, you know me, man. And I tell folks, I done messed up in life. You know what I'm saying? This, that, and that, and my kid. I understand clearly. When people got an issue going on, they do not need help seeing the issue.
We know the issue.
We need a solution.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the thing about it. Far too often, people just are very quick to tell you, hey, man, why you do this? You know you're killing yourself. No shit, man. Can you help me?
Right.
Listen, I need a sister. I need a raft. I need a
lifeline.
Throw me something.
Throw me a lifeline.
Don't throw me shit I already damn know. And with that said, people, you have to be very, very careful because, again, nobody gonna look out for your ass like you.
That's true.
Nobody gonna look out for you like you. Yeah, that don't mean your family don't love you. That don't mean they don't care about you. That don't mean that, you know what I'm saying, that they not gonna be behind you in the capacity they can. As far as like you go, boy, share your shit, like your shit. But as far as being able to be engaged, create donate some money to you, donate some time to you, most of the time they ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying?
Most of the time they can't.
What we got here? Sad Police PR says a lot of parents unconsciously lash out when stressed. Absolutely. Sexy Redbone said 100%. You know, one thing I'm gonna say something to you, Lab, just being real with you. I think a lot of times people don't really focus on having a support network of people that they can, talk to, because a lot of times you don't want to put your business out there, and people look at you funny and all that kind of stuff. But I think as you get older, you find, and you may or may not have that, people that you can confide in, share your business with, and stuff like that.
Well, we don't want to do that though.
Well,
a lot of times we don't want people in our business.
Well, two things come out of it. One, you got to just, and that's a challenge. You got to find out the person that you can tell stuff to and not put it on the damn daily news.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the kicker.
Hey, don't say nothing about it, but lab are going through this. Hey, listen, don't repeat this.
Right.
Lab doing this, that, and that.
Right.
And so now everybody knowing, hey, don't say this, but lab saying this, that, and that. And then, the other side of it is, too, to the point you alluding to, is that when I open my mouth and tell DJ Lab, son, on a professional, personal level, I got to be mature enough to understand that what I feel may not be what he feels. And I got to be able to sit here and say, well, damn, man, I wasn't thinking about it like that. But I can't be so stuck into it. And with that said, also, when I talk to Lab, as a friend, you hope that he knows, like, and I had to learn this too. You hope that he knows that Poochie just want to run his mouth.
Right.
Poochie don't want my opinion.
Right. He just want to talk.
Poochie just want to get this shit out.
Get off his chest.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's real. That you have to learn that person. Y'all got to have a certain level. Y'all understand that kind of stuff where, like, this person talking, they don't want to. I don't need to talk. Right. Just let them get this shit out their chest.
Right.
Because I got all kind of things I can say, and I always had to kind of preface it. So yes, you just talking, or you want my opinion.
You want my opinion.
Yeah.
You say that,
like, start talking about it. Okay, cool. I keep it myself. Right. So that's the thing with that. Sadly, Publicity PR says sometimes people can't see the forest through the trees, though. People have blinders on to do what they want, no matter how detrimental. Yeah, I agree with that. I just think that as we get older, to the point we just brought up, you have to be very conscious of where you are in life, who you can share stuff with, and what you're trying to achieve, what it's going to take to get there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't have the energy that I had 20 years ago.
Most definitely.
So I can put a lot into the tax season, but I can't juggle the salon, the cleaning company. I can't do all that shit like I used to. The property, the land, I can't do that.
Right.
People always say, well, why you got a property manager? Because I don't feel like dealing with it. You know what I'm saying? Right. You got to sit here and deal with these folks. You got the damn tenant coming.
You got to show them apartment when they show them the house when it's vacant. Run over here and do this and get a toilet for that.
Just being a landlord, I remember just showing people apartment. They ain't even got money to qualify. I'm not apartment, but like I'm showing folks a house. They ain't even got money to qualify. They're like, ooh, the room's small. I don't like this color. Shit, you can't afford it anyway.
Right.
Then you got the rent. You got a tenant. She come to the dang. She laid on rent.
Right.
She come to the door in her drawers.
Right.
Man, you don't get my damn money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then time rent due, hey, the toilet's still dripping. Man, you don't get my damn rent. Property manager. I won't talk to nobody else.
Right.
About your I done heard it all. Girl in my salon. My husband done relapsed. And you sitting there trying to like, okay, cool, let's do this, that, and that. And payment that for it, they sitting there like, the guy behind, and like, hey, look, we done got so far behind. I need you to go and give me the money, or you gotta leave the salon. You can't put me out. I talked to my lawyer. You gotta give me 30 days notice. Jamila. I'm sitting there, low down. How the hell you can't pay? You can't pay me rent, but you can afford a lawyer. Nigga, nigga.
Right.
You ain't got time for that shit.
Right.
Look, I need lab. Take care of that shit.
Right.
You know, so I ain't bringing home 1,000 every month.
Right.
I'm bringing home 850. But that's some shit I ain't got to deal with.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You dig what I'm saying, lab?
Right. That's less stress on you.
Be realistic your time. We start talking about getting that work-life family balance. I'm gonna see it running here. I gotta worry about this, that, and that. Call the property man.
Right.
Well, no. Call them.
Call them.
I don't. You know, because as you evolve, you don't even want nobody to know you the owner.
Right. Most definitely.
My daddy's been some of them properties, and I guess he had that flirting with the women. I said, Dad, why are you telling them your son on? He doing that, you know,
right.
being dad.
Sure, right.
Yeah.
Right,
He tried to shout it right. You know, my son on it. Like he, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, like he the property man.
Like he inherited, like you inherited from him.
No, he trying to just talk to him like he can get him in.
Right. Oh,
okay. He can get in. You know, get the hell on. Tell them call the property man. No, they talking to you. No. I don't want nothing. Right. But those kind of things as you mature in you know your business and your job and stuff like that, understand it to the point we're talking about just the time for certain aspect. You got to be smart about it, guys, and everything. What we say, Six Red Ball say, LMA, laughing my butt off. Negro movements. Absolutely.
Right.
You gotta be smart about yourself. You know that goes being your maturation as you know being as a person, as a professional, and stuff like that. What you can and can't do, what you have desire to not do, especially there are things you don't want to deal with, but you still want to get to a certain destination. We got to do things differently, but it may not bring the money that you you want.
The one thing I always tell you about when you talk about work-life balance and just the time and not dealing with that is when you told about that grass, getting that grass cut. I just had the grass cut a week ago, and I don't get me wrong. Now sometimes I don't want to pay that money, but then I think about it, I'm gonna be out there 4 hours to 6 hours cutting it, so I'm not finna, you know what I'm saying? I'm not finna waste my time. He be out there 30 minutes, he gone, if that.
Well, it's still gonna take you years,
right?
I mean, unless you they keep in mind. If you got this old school push mower, you know, and everything, that's one thing. But it still take you years if you got that riding mower and all this equipment. Still just recoup them costs back from what you're gonna pay that person.
Right.
You know, then like I said, then the time come up, like you can't do that.
Right.
But that's your vision change. Your vision change with a lot of stuff. When you like, okay, I'm trying to do everything. I ain't got time to do that. I ain't got time to do it. I ain't got to do this and all that kind of stuff for doing that. But that let you know, I don't mean sound funny. That separate the bosses from the workers, real talk. Because like, look, man, I can't say I'm a 200 hour. You know, about me, but I'm just saying I can't say that if I deserve it. If I'm sitting here doing $10, $15, $20 an hour tasks,
right,
I can't do that.
Right,
I need to be doing what I do best. And so we start talking about that work-life family balance. You got to understand that. Don't get caught in and trying to do certain. I got to get home. So look, let me get this stuff automated. You know, that's why I got the constant contact to do the mass emails. That's why I got the Hootsuite to do the mass posting on the social media platforms. I was getting social media platforms. I use software to do that. Those kind of things are automated. Why? Because you said, why are you gonna pay them folks some money? Why you pay this to do that? Because I know what it takes me to post on 8 and 9 social media platforms every day. I know what it takes for me to try to redo an email every day instead of scheduling everything out through the month and sitting down the hub, automatic release. Right? We gotta sit there and be realistic with stuff, because at the end of the day, you want to take care of yourself. You want to make sure your family straight. You want to just make sure, when I say take care of yourself from a health standpoint, but you enjoying yourself.
Right. Enjoying life you make it for yourself. Yeah.
Fuck, you gonna make all that money for you can't enjoy it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Enjoy it. You know what I'm saying?
You start realizing that summers get real short when you get over that 50 hump. I'm telling you, like, you start reflecting on, I was wasting so much time doing this. I ain't spent no time doing what I love to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I enjoy to do. That summers go quick after 50.
What I found out in life, the most success I had in life, the more people I run across, the less people I see I have. You know what I'm saying? They got all their money, got all them cars, got all them houses, they ain't happy. Like I said, I wake up every morning, yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I've been points in my life where I woke up like, shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I like to yell a whole lot better. With that said, guys, I want to tell everybody I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart you tuned in. We had a great conversation tonight. We talked about how to balance work and life balance. If you came in at the end of the show, remember, go to Change the Lives, hosted by Deonte Burden on YouTube. Again, that's Change the Lives, hosted by Deonte Burden on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Check out the video in its full entirety. If something running across your mind like wrong, you can actually post in the comments there. You know, at least by 24 hours, I respond to it and everything. But I do want to tell everybody thank you so much for the love and support. The channel actually, again, we started the year off. I think it was at 2,000.
Mm-hmm.
Man, we at 17,000 subscribers on Change Your Lives. 17,000. My goal. My goal was 5,000. So we at 17,000. 17,000. 6 red bone says great topic. I appreciate that. That's what I said. Like, man, like, look, man, y'all. When you want stuff in life, you don't ever. I ain't got time. I can't. We put so many damn roadblocks and hurdles in ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But when you start setting them goals, start sitting there trying to aspire to do certain stuff. Be realistic what you can and can't do.
Right.
Ain't you letting it punk you or you quitting? It's just like being real.
Right.
Like, man, you know, because people come to me all the time. You can do this business. You can do that business. I ain't got interest in that. I ain't got time for that. You know what I'm saying? You do it. You do it. You put the test tube, baby. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm all right. I'm all right. Yeah. I'm with you. But no. Know yourself. But don't short yourself because of stuff you put in the way, okay? Love you all. Peace. Take care. And I'll talk with you soon.